Now, of course, there's no breakfast central without entertainment. Let's start with this one. There's more inclusion for Africans at the Grammy Awards. The Recording Academy has created three new categories ahead of the 66th Grammy Awards. Now, the news broke yesterday on the Academy's official Twitter account. Now, this is what they put out. They said, our goal at the Recording Academy is to recognize and honor the very best in music from across the globe. Today, we're proud to announce a new category for the 66th Grammy Awards, Best African Music Performance, alongside Best Pop Dance Recording and Best Alternative Jazz Album. Now, the Grammys are globally recognized as one of the most coveted music awards, celebrating excellence in music in America and other parts of the globe. Now, the addition of Best African Music Performance is particularly exciting for Africans as it stands to recognize records that utilize unique local expressions across the continent, including but not limited to Afrobeats, Afrofusion, Afropop, and Altair, Amapiano, Bongo Flava, this Kizomba, High Life, Fuji, Ghanaian Drill, Afro House, South African Hip Hop, and more. Now, with Afrobeats breaking through globally, the new development is laudable. Recall last year, two new categories from Best Songwriter and Best Song for Change were introduced. Before now, Nigerians and African superstars have competed for the Best Global Music Performance category, where Wizkid, superstar Burna Boy, Femi Kuti, Angelique Kidjo have all been nominated. Now, the category was last won by South Africans Walter Kellerman, Zakes Bantwini, and Musibo Zikodi for their single, Bayeti. Now, of course, we're looking forward to that one, and maybe it will, of course, encourage more Africans to possibly bag an award. Let's move to South Africa, where fans of hit Netflix series Blood and Water can now anticipate a fourth season. The streaming giants confirmed the news via their official social media account yesterday, Tuesday, the 13th of June. Now, principal photography of a brand new season has begun as their Instagram caption read, come a little closer. I've got news. Season 4 of Blood and Water is officially in production. Now, that was their tweet. Now, the video post also featured some of the teen series cast members from Amakamata, Kosi Ngema, Leroy Panache, Michaela Mathies, Thabang Mulaba, and Natasha Paheli. Will also be returning on set, many of them, of course, wearing part of the earlier seasons. Now, the news comes following the success of the third season, which premiered 6 months ago to critical acclaim. Now, although dates haven't dropped for season 4's release, usually Netflix has always waited at least a month from a Blood and Water premiere to confirm the dates. Now, the popular TV series began as a South African teen drama about long-lost sisters reuniting, and each season after that has followed with this suspense. Season 4 would likely pick up as Puleng tries to escape her kidnappers, as she was planning to at the end of season 3. Now, the plots of her captivity took up much of the last season, and it seems like there'll be some form of resolution coming up in the new storyline. We're looking forward to it. It's always been a thriller-packed season, and once again, once dates are out, you'll be the first to know because we'll bring it here for you. Now, on the international scene, there's big news that fans of the Beatles should expect. Now, if you, of course you like the Beatles, there's new music soon. One of the surviving members of the multi-award-winning four-man band, Paul McCartney, broke the news in a recent radio interview. Now, the legendary singer revealed that there's a new Beatles tune coming thanks to AI technology. Now, Paul shared his thoughts about artificial intelligence and how it's been used to make his voice sound younger and to even resurrect the voices of fellow band members from John Lennon and George Harrison, who died in 1980 and 2001 respectively. Now, the 80-year-old singer, who believes there's a good side and a scary side to AI, revealed that for the upcoming Beatles record, they were able to take John Lennon's voice from a demo that had been worked on earlier and get it pure through this AI. For many fans of the English rock band, it's incredible news, although there's been a divided reception on the use of AI in music recently. We'll have to see where the technology leads us. Recall that Universal Music called for streaming platforms to desist from streaming AI music, of course, that replicates their artist sound. Even legendary hip-hop artist Ice Cube received some backlash about a month ago for calling AI demonic. Well, Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr are the two surviving members of the Beatles, and they are regarded as the band was regarded as one of the most influential and best-selling bands of all time, with a record sales of more than 600 million units as of 2012. Of course, since 2001, people have celebrated World Beatles Day under UNESCO on the 16th of January. So it's incredible. I guess, with technology, you either like it or you don't. But we're looking forward to hearing the Beatles music, how original it sounds. Because for most people, I have to ask, of course, Olive and myself, for most people who listen to the Beatles, I'm thinking, would they be able to spot the differences, you know, between, of course, some of the band members that have passed? So what do you think?
Well, I just think that there's so many levels to the AI, to the introduction of artificial intelligence. Maybe the original, to be honest, when it comes to AI, not a lot of people can spot the difference. I can't say that I was such a huge fan of the Beatles. Maybe I don't really have good taste in music.
That wasn't, we were too young then,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
to really understand the Beatles, you know, and of course, what's the other guy's name? Elvis Presley, that era now. That was now era. But here's the thing, you know, and, you know, like Olive had mentioned, you know, not a lot of people can spot the difference between AI and, you know, the original, which, you know, might sound like good news, but it's actually very scary. Because the world that we're getting into, there's so many things that could be triggered by fakes that we really shouldn't take, you know, we shouldn't play with. And I've listened to interviews in the last couple of days by, you know, top scientists, you know, who really have more fear than excitement about AI. It might sound good. Yes, there's medical, you know, discoveries, there's medical aspects of it that we might be excited about. The end, cure to cancer, cure to many other things, you know, that could come, you know, through AI. Brilliant. But there's also the parts that are really, really scary. And I think, you know, Paul McCartney and any other person who wants the world to relieve moments of their very, very great bands, it's all right. You know, we could enjoy it.
Right.
But I just have that fear of where the world is going with, you know, artificial intelligence.
I mean, it might just be a situation of us creating a Frankenstein's monster. We don't know how this is going to turn around. But there are positive sides, but there are negative sides. The negative sides have started to spring up with the deep fakes and how someone can take your exact voice. And I mean, we've seen stories of people who have been scammed, or, you know, there could be in this world where we're talking about kidnapping and banditry, where people would say, someone will call and pose to be one's family member, and before you know, you've let go of your personal information and details, which is why they say now that it's important that families start having key, you know, codes or phrases that you can ask the other person to know that they're the ones, that it's not artificial intelligence. But we keep looking at the various angles that artificial intelligence would help us explore in the coming years.
Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot, Sam Danny, for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
Congratulations to, of course, African artists. We'll see how they show up at the Grammys and the Academy Awards. Thanks for stopping by.